Are you exhausted every single day, but your doctor keeps saying nothing's wrong? I'm revealing the 7 most common reasons seniors feel chronically tired, and more importantly, the simple fixes that can restore your energy starting this week. The 5th reason is something happening in almost every senior's body that doctors rarely check for, but fixing it can double your energy within weeks. Brenda spent 2 years feeling exhausted every afternoon, assuming it was just part of getting older at 73. Her doctor ran basic tests that came back normal and told her fatigue was expected at her age. When Brenda finally saw a geriatric specialist, they discovered 4 fixable problems causing her exhaustion. Within 6 weeks of addressing them, her energy returned to levels she hadn't experienced in years. Reason 1. Poor sleep quality, not quantity. Are you sleeping 8 hours, but waking up exhausted because your sleep quality is terrible? Many seniors assume that if they're in bed for 7 or 8 hours, they're getting adequate sleep. But duration means nothing if the quality is poor. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that sleep quality deteriorates with age due to fundamental changes in sleep architecture. Seniors spend significantly less time in deep restorative sleep stages, even when they sleep adequate hours, leading to chronic fatigue despite seemingly sufficient sleep. Your brain and body do their most important repair work during deep sleep stages. And if you're not reaching those stages consistently or spending enough time in them, you wake up tired, regardless of how long you were in bed. The problem isn't necessarily that you need more sleep. It's that the sleep you're getting isn't doing what it's supposed to do. Deep sleep is when your brain consolidates memories, your body repairs tissues, your immune system strengthens, and your cells clear out metabolic waste that accumulates during waking hours. Without adequate deep sleep, none of these processes complete properly, leaving you functionally exhausted even after a full night in bed. Many seniors experience frequent nighttime awakenings, spend too much time in light sleep stages, and never achieve the sustained deep sleep their bodies desperately need. This creates a situation where you're sleeping enough hours, but getting almost no restorative benefit from those hours. Mitchell slept 9 hours nightly, but felt exhausted because he woke up multiple times throughout the night and never reached deep sleep stages consistently. You'll continue feeling exhausted regardless of how many hours you spend in bed, because your body isn't getting the restorative sleep it needs to repair itself and produce energy for the next day. Improving sleep quality requires addressing multiple factors that affect how deeply and consistently you sleep. Your bedroom temperature matters enormously. Research shows that cooler temperatures between 65 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit facilitate deeper sleep, while warmer rooms keep you in lighter sleep stages. Light exposure is equally critical because even small amounts of light can prevent deep sleep. Your bedroom should be completely dark, with blackout curtains or eye masks if necessary. Screen time before bed disrupts sleep quality because the blue light suppresses melatonin production and keeps your brain in an alert state. Establish a consistent sleep schedule where you go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day, including weekends, because your body's sleep system functions best with predictable rhythms. Keep your bedroom cool, eliminate all light sources, including phone notifications and alarm clock displays, and avoid all screens for at least 1 hour before bed to improve sleep quality dramatically. Your body repairs itself during deep sleep, and you're not getting enough of it. Improve your sleep quality starting tonight with these changes. Most people notice improvements in how they feel within just a few days of implementing better sleep hygiene, because their body finally gets the deep restorative sleep it's been missing. This isn't about sleeping more hours. It's about making the hours you already sleep actually restore your energy, instead of just passing time in a semi-conscious state that provides minimal benefit. Reason 2. Chronic dehydration. Could your daily exhaustion be as simple as not drinking enough water? This sounds too simple to be true, but chronic low-level dehydration is one of the most common and overlooked causes of fatigue in seniors. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that mild dehydration, even just 1 to 2% below optimal hydration levels, significantly impairs energy levels, cognitive function, and physical performance in older adults. The problem is that seniors have a diminished thirst response compared to younger people, meaning you don't feel thirsty even when your body is already dehydrated. You can be functionally dehydrated for days or weeks without ever feeling particularly thirsty, and that dehydration is stealing your energy constantly. Water is essential for virtually every process in your body, from transporting nutrients to regulating temperature to producing energy at the cellular level. When you're dehydrated, your blood volume decreases and your blood becomes thicker, which means your heart has to work harder to pump it through your body. This increased cardiac workload makes you feel tired. Simultaneously, thicker blood delivers less oxygen and fewer nutrients to your tissues, including your brain and muscles, which further compounds the fatigue. Your cells cannot produce energy efficiently without adequate hydration, because the chemical reactions that generate cellular energy require water. Dehydration also impairs your kidneys' ability to filter waste products from your blood, allowing toxins to accumulate that make you feel sluggish and tired. Phyllis felt constantly tired and assumed it was just her age until her nurse practitioner had her actually track her water intake. She discovered she was drinking only 3 glasses daily when she needed at least 6 to 8. Dehydration thickens your blood, makes your heart work harder, and delivers less oxygen to your tissues, perpetuating exhaustion that will only worsen until you address the underlying hydration problem. The solution is simpler than almost any other health intervention. Drink more water consistently throughout the day. Start every single morning by drinking 1 full 8-ounce glass of water before you do anything else, because you're naturally dehydrated after sleeping for hours without any fluid intake. Keep a marked water bottle visible on your counter or table throughout the day so you can track your intake and have constant reminders to drink. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, adjusting upward if you exercise, spend time outdoors, or live in a hot climate. Many seniors find that adding flavor helps. Try lemon slices, cucumber, or herbal tea if plain water doesn't appeal to you. Drink 1 glass with every meal, 1 mid-morning, 1 mid-afternoon, and 1 in the early evening. Stop drinking large amounts within 2 hours of bedtime to avoid nighttime bathroom trips that disrupt sleep quality. Your cells are dehydrated right now if you haven't been drinking adequate water. Start rehydrating today and feel the difference within 48 hours. Most people notice improved energy within just 2 to 3 days of proper hydration because their blood volume normalizes, their cells function better, and their cardiovascular system doesn't have to work as hard. This is one of the fastest, cheapest, and easiest ways to improve your energy, yet most seniors remain chronically underhydrated simply because they don't feel thirsty enough to drink adequate amounts. Reason 3. Vitamin B12. Deficiency. Is a simple vitamin deficiency stealing your energy while going completely undetected? Vitamin B12 deficiency is shockingly common in seniors, but rarely gets tested unless you specifically ask for it or see a doctor who specializes in geriatric medicine. Research published by the Mayo Clinic shows that B12 deficiency affects up to 20% of seniors over 60 due to decreased stomach acid production and reduced absorption capacity that naturally occurs with aging. B12 is absolutely essential for producing red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body, and for energy metabolism at the cellular level. Without adequate B12, your body simply cannot produce energy efficiently, leading to profound fatigue that feels like bone-deep exhaustion, no matter how much you rest. B12 deficiency also causes weakness, cognitive issues, memory problems, and balance difficulties, but fatigue is usually the first and most prominent symptom. The insidious nature of B12 deficiency is that it develops slowly over months or years, so you don't notice the gradual decline in your energy. You just slowly feel more tired, more weak, more mentally foggy, assuming it's normal aging when it's actually a correctable deficiency. Your body stores some B12, so even after your absorption decreases, it takes time for the stores to deplete. By the time symptoms appear, you've been deficient for a while. Standard blood tests done at routine checkups often don't include B12 unless specifically requested. So many seniors walk around severely deficient without anyone checking for it. Andre felt exhausted for 18 months before a blood test revealed severe B12 deficiency. Simple supplementation restored his energy within 3 weeks. Prolonged B12 deficiency causes irreversible nerve damage and worsening cognitive decline beyond just fatigue. So addressing it quickly is crucial to prevent permanent damage that cannot be undone even with supplementation. The solution requires 2 steps: getting tested and supplementing if deficient. At your next doctor appointment, specifically ask for a B12 blood test along with your other routine labs. If the test shows deficiency or even low normal levels, discuss supplementation options with your doctor. B12 supplements are inexpensive, widely available, and extremely safe with virtually no side effects even at high doses. Some seniors need B12 injections if their absorption is severely impaired, while others do fine with oral supplements or sublingual tablets. The specific form and dose should be determined with your doctor based on your test results and absorption capacity. Don't wait until your next scheduled appointment if you're experiencing severe fatigue. Call your doctor's office and request a B12 test now. B12 deficiency worsens progressively and can cause permanent damage. Get tested now before the neurological effects become irreversible. The response to B12 supplementation can be dramatic in people who are truly deficient. Many report feeling significantly more energetic within just 2 to 4 weeks of starting supplementation as their red blood cell production normalizes and their cellular energy metabolism improves. This is one of those situations where a simple, inexpensive intervention can completely transform your energy levels if deficiency is your problem. Reason 4. Sedentary lifestyle creating energy depletion. Are you too tired to move, not realizing that not moving is exactly why you're so tired? This creates a vicious cycle that traps many seniors in progressively worsening fatigue. Johns Hopkins research on exercise and aging demonstrates that sedentary seniors experience a destructive pattern. Inactivity leads to muscle loss and mitochondrial dysfunction, which decreases your cell's ability to produce energy, leading to more fatigue and even less activity. Your mitochondria are the energy-producing structures inside your cells, and they function on a use it or lose it principle. When you're inactive, your mitochondria decrease in both number and efficiency, meaning your cells literally produce less energy. This makes you more tired, which makes you less likely to move, which further reduces your mitochondrial function, creating a downward spiral that accelerates rapidly if not interrupted. Movement actually creates energy rather than depleting it when done consistently at appropriate intensity. This seems counterintuitive because moving when you're tired feels like it will make you more exhausted. But the opposite is true for chronic fatigue caused by inactivity. Regular movement signals your body to maintain and even increase mitochondrial function. It improves circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to your tissues. It strengthens your cardiovascular system so your heart doesn't have to work as hard. It maintains muscle mass that would otherwise atrophy and require more energy to move. Felix felt too exhausted to walk and avoided physical activity entirely. But when he forced himself to walk just 10 minutes daily, his overall energy increased noticeably within 2 weeks as his mitochondria responded to the consistent demand. Your muscles will continue atrophying, your mitochondria will produce less and less energy, and you'll become progressively more exhausted and immobile if you don't break this cycle immediately with regular movement. Start with just 10 minutes of walking every single morning, even if you feel tired and don't want to. 10 minutes is enough to signal your body that it needs to maintain energy production capacity. Walk around your neighborhood, walk in place in your living room, walk on a treadmill if you have one, or walk laps around your house. The specific location doesn't matter. What matters is consistent daily movement at a pace that elevates your heart rate slightly but doesn't exhaust you. After 2 weeks of daily 10-minute walks, increase to 15 minutes. After another 2 weeks, increase to 20 minutes. Build gradually but consistently. The key is doing it every single day, regardless of how you feel, because your mitochondria respond to consistent demand, not occasional intense effort. Your energy-producing mitochondria are declining daily from inactivity. Activate them with movement starting tomorrow morning. Most people notice increased energy within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent daily walking as their mitochondrial function improves and their cardiovascular efficiency increases. You'll probably feel more tired immediately after the first few walks, but your baseline energy throughout the day will improve as your body adapts. Push through the first difficult week, and the benefits will become obvious. Reason 5, blood sugar crashes from poor meal timing. Is your energy plummeting every afternoon because of how and when you're eating? Blood sugar regulation becomes more difficult as you age, and many seniors experience dramatic energy crashes without realizing their eating patterns are the cause. Research from the American Diabetes Association shows that seniors are particularly vulnerable to blood sugar fluctuations even if they don't have diabetes. Skipping meals, eating high-sugar breakfasts, or going too long between meals causes blood sugar to spike high and then crash low. And those crashes manifest as profound fatigue, brain fog, weakness, shakiness, and irritability. When your blood sugar drops below normal levels, your brain and body literally don't have enough fuel to function properly, and you feel exhausted as a result. Even if you're not diabetic, you can experience these crashes if your meal timing and composition aren't appropriate for maintaining stable blood sugar throughout the day. Starting your day with refined carbohydrates or sugar sets you up for failure because it spikes your blood sugar rapidly, which triggers a large insulin release, which then drives your blood sugar down too low within a few hours. This creates mid-morning exhaustion that many seniors experience daily without connecting it to their breakfast choices. Going more than 4 to 5 hours without eating anything also causes blood sugar to drop too low, especially in older adults whose glucose regulation isn't as tight as it once was. The combination of poor breakfast choices and long gaps between meals creates a roller coaster of energy spikes and crashes throughout the day, leaving you feeling chronically exhausted despite eating plenty of calories overall. Iris ate sugary cereal for breakfast and nothing until a late lunch. Her afternoon exhaustion disappeared completely when she switched to protein-rich breakfasts and added a mid-morning snack. Repeated blood sugar crashes damage your metabolic health progressively while keeping you trapped in a constant cycle of fatigue and energy crashes that feel inevitable but are actually completely preventable. The solution requires changing both what you eat and when you eat it. Start every day with a breakfast that contains significant protein, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, nuts or protein from dinner leftovers. Protein slows digestion and stabilizes blood sugar, preventing the spike and crash pattern that ruins your morning energy. Never go more than 4 hours without eating something during your waking hours. If you eat breakfast at 7 a.m., have a small snack by 11 a.m. If you eat lunch at noon, have a small snack by 4 p.m. These snacks don't need to be large. A handful of nuts, some cheese, a hard-boiled egg, or some vegetables with hummus. The goal is preventing your blood sugar from dropping too low, not consuming extra calories unnecessarily. Avoid starting your day with sugar, fruit juice, pastries, sweetened cereals, or other refined carbohydrates that spike blood sugar rapidly. Your blood sugar is crashing right now. If you haven't eaten in hours, stabilize it today by eating protein with every meal and adding strategic snacks. Most people notice dramatically improved and more stable energy within just 3 to 5 days of implementing better meal timing and composition, because their blood sugar stops riding the exhausting roller coaster that's been sabotaging their energy. This simple change in how and when you eat can eliminate afternoon crashes entirely and give you consistent energy throughout the entire day. Reason 6. Social isolation, leading to depression-related fatigue. Could your exhaustion actually be depression disguised as physical fatigue? Depression in seniors often looks completely different from depression in younger people. Research from the National Institute of Mental Health shows that depression in older adults frequently manifests primarily as physical symptoms, especially profound fatigue, rather than the sadness or emotional symptoms typically associated with depression. Many seniors experiencing depression-related fatigue have no idea they're depressed, because they don't feel particularly sad. They just feel exhausted, heavy, unmotivated, and physically drained. Social isolation, which has increased dramatically in recent years and affects millions of American seniors, is one of the major triggers for late-life depression. Humans are fundamentally social creatures, and prolonged isolation creates measurable changes in brain chemistry that lead to depression, which then manifests as crushing fatigue. The fatigue caused by isolation and depression is different from physical exhaustion. It's a heaviness, a lack of motivation, a feeling that everything requires tremendous effort even when you're physically rested. You might sleep adequately, but wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. Simple tasks feel overwhelming. You have no energy for activities you used to enjoy. This isn't laziness, and it isn't normal aging. It's depression, and it's treatable. Kendall felt physically exhausted constantly, but multiple medical tests showed no physical problems. When he finally started attending weekly social activities at his community center, his energy gradually returned as his underlying isolation-related depression lifted. Depression-related fatigue worsens progressively if left unaddressed, eventually making you too tired to seek the social connection that could actually resolve it, trapping you in isolation that perpetuates the depression that causes the fatigue. Breaking the isolation-depression-fatigue cycle requires deliberate social engagement even when you don't feel like it. Schedule at least 2 social activities every single week, putting them on your calendar like medical appointments that cannot be skipped. Join a club that meets regularly. Book clubs, gardening clubs, card game groups, hobby groups, fitness classes, anything that interests you and involves regular interaction with the same people. Volunteer somewhere that needs consistent help. Libraries, food banks, animal shelters, hospitals, schools, community organizations. The specific activity matters less than the regularity and the social interaction it provides. Attend religious services if that fits your beliefs, because they provide both community and regular social structure. Call or video chat with friends and family members on a set schedule rather than waiting to feel like it. Force yourself to attend these activities even when your fatigue makes you want to stay home, because staying home perpetuates the problem while going out begins solving it. Isolation feeds on itself and worsens depression and fatigue. Break the cycle today by scheduling one social connection for this week. Most people notice gradual improvement in their energy over 4 to 8 weeks of consistent social engagement as their depression lifts and their brain chemistry normalizes. The first few social outings might feel exhausting, but persist through that initial difficulty because the long-term benefit is worth the short-term discomfort. Reason 7. Undiagnosed sleep apnea. Are you sleeping all night, but your brain is actually suffocating dozens of times per hour? Sleep apnea is one of the most common but underdiagnosed causes of chronic fatigue in seniors. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine reports that sleep apnea affects up to 30% of seniors, but often goes undiagnosed because people don't realize their sleep is disrupted. During sleep apnea episodes, your airway collapses and you stop breathing repeatedly throughout the night. Your brain detects the lack of oxygen and partially wakes you to restart breathing, but you rarely remember these awakenings. This happens dozens or even hundreds of times per night, depriving your brain of oxygen and fragmenting your sleep. The result is severe daytime fatigue despite spending adequate hours in bed, because your sleep is constantly interrupted and your brain is being repeatedly starved of oxygen. Sleep apnea also increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, irregular heart rhythms, high blood pressure, and cognitive decline, making it a serious health issue beyond just fatigue. The typical signs of sleep apnea include loud snoring, gasping or choking during sleep, waking with a dry mouth or headache, and feeling exhausted despite adequate sleep hours. Many people dismiss snoring as harmless or normal, but loud, regular snoring is often a sign that your airway is partially blocked and you may have sleep apnea. If you sleep alone, you might not even know you're snoring or gasping. Morning headaches occur because your brain was repeatedly deprived of oxygen during the night. The exhaustion is profound and doesn't improve with more sleep because the sleep you're getting is fragmented and oxygen deprived. Sean slept 8 hours every night, but felt exhausted all day until a sleep study revealed he stopped breathing 35 times per hour. Treatment with a CPAP device transformed his energy levels within 2 weeks. Untreated sleep apnea increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, dangerous heart rhythms, and accelerated cognitive decline while ensuring you remain chronically exhausted no matter how many hours you spend sleeping. If you snore loudly, wake gasping for air, or feel exhausted despite adequate sleep hours, ask your doctor for a sleep apnea screening. Modern sleep studies can often be done at home with portable equipment rather than requiring an overnight stay in a sleep lab. The screening involves wearing sensors that monitor your breathing, oxygen levels, and sleep patterns while you sleep in your own bed. If sleep apnea is diagnosed, treatment typically involves using a CPAP machine, which keeps your airway open throughout the night by providing gentle air pressure. Many people initially resist CPAP because the mask seems uncomfortable or intimidating, but the improvement in energy and overall health is so dramatic that most people quickly adapt and wouldn't give up their machine for anything. Other treatments include dental devices that reposition your jaw or, in some cases, surgical options. The specific treatment depends on the severity and type of your sleep apnea. Sleep apnea damages your heart and brain. Every single night it goes untreated. Get evaluated now if you have any symptoms. The transformation in energy levels after treating sleep apnea can be life-changing. People who've lived with chronic exhaustion for years suddenly have normal energy again within weeks of starting treatment. If fatigue is your primary symptom and other causes have been ruled out, sleep apnea should absolutely be investigated before accepting exhaustion as your permanent condition. These 7 reasons for chronic fatigue aren't inevitable parts of aging. They're fixable problems with practical solutions that can restore your energy within weeks. Improve your sleep quality, hydrate properly, check your B12 levels, move daily, stabilize your blood sugar, stay socially connected, screen for sleep apnea. Brenda went from exhausted to energetic by addressing just 4 of these issues. You don't have to accept fatigue as your new normal. Most seniors experiencing chronic tiredness have multiple fixable causes, and addressing even 1 or 2 can dramatically improve your energy. If you're tired of being tired, hit that like button right now. I want to hear from you. Which of these 7 reasons resonated most with your experience? Comment with the number 1 through 7 and tell me which issue you're going to address first. Subscribe to this channel for more practical health solutions designed specifically for our generation. And please share this video with another senior who's struggling with chronic fatigue. These 7 fixes could help them reclaim the energy they thought was gone forever. Let's make sure every exhausted senior knows that fatigue isn't inevitable. It's fixable, and the solutions start today.